Yes, guys, this is Red Corner Boxing. This is the weekend preview.
I'm moving. I'm going. I can't stop. I got motion. I'm moving. I'm going. Can't lose focus. I got motion. I'm moving. I'm going.
Red Corner Boxing. We're in the game.
We certainly are in the game. Welcome to Red Corner Boxing. You with Jam and Mr. Neutral as always. And we are here for the weekend preview where we just quickly run down the fights that are coming up around the world. The main fights. We're not going to do them all because we'll be here all night. But how are you tonight, Mr. Neutral?
Very well. Looking forward to a big weekend of boxing as we get a show here tonight, Jams. 3 cracking cards, as well as major fights around the world, for titles. But we've got no time to do them all. We can only do the major ones. Hit them.
Okay, mate, let's start with the rematch that no one asked for, but it's 10 years after the original. We've got Clarissa the Goat Shields versus Franchon Crews-Dezurn for all the straps at heavyweight in the female game. What's your thoughts on this fight quickly, my brother?
Well, who would have thought, when both of these ladies made their, the debut, that they would be fighting each other for all the straps at heavyweight, because they started off at middleweight, these two, and it was a unanimous decision win for Clarissa Shields. What can 6th rounder? It was a good way to start for both of them. She did take a round off Clarissa, according to the judges. However, Clarissa's been elevated. She was that Olympian who took all the belts there at the games. Can't remember which one was it, 2016.
Would have been 2012. So the fight was 2016. So I think it was 2012 Olympics.
Oh yeah, 2012 Olympics. Actually, well corrected. So a long time has passed. We've all seen the way Clarissa Shields has improved, and she's gone on to dominate. With
limited opposition, to be fair.
Yeah, with limited opposition. But Franchon Crews-Dezurn is, she's had to do a bit the other way around. And she has a win over Savannah Marshall. So, we've got to pay respect to that. And I think she's catching up fast. This could be a bit of a surprise fight.
It could, mate. And we had her in the space the other day on Red Corner. So thank you, Franchon, for that. She dropped in just to tell us that she's up for this fight more than any fight she's ever had. She's absolutely on it. She feels she's going to win. So we could see a shocking Detroit.
She has to be. Well,
before we get into it any further, Neutral, shall we quickly check out the first fight highlights?
Let's do it. Roll
Here
the
we
dice.
Go.
Roll the top.
She makes her professional debut from Baltimore, Maryland. Please welcome Franchon Crews, 2-time U.S. Olympic gold medal winner. Tonight, making a professional debut from Flint, Michigan. Introducing from Clarissa Shields.
Great shot there from Franchon. No point in it, but was Franchon actually overall. He was in the fight. And he had great angles, but Shields was the better boxer.
I think many people are going to be surprised at how well Franchon fought in this fight, considering it's a debut.
That's it. Get as good as he got for a debut against the Olympian, gold medal Olympian. Terrific little mix-up. I'm hoping for the same on Sunday.
That was the shot that the judges remembered the fight for.
Absolutely.
Because up to this point, Franchon had taken a round.
That's where they wrap it up. Clarissa obviously gets the decision. As you'd expect.
Well, that wasn't as clear cut as a unanimous decision, as what it was made out. She was given a really hard fight there by Franchon Crews-Dezurn, both of his debuts at that point. But, the media was on the side of the two-time Olympian champion, and it was one of them. She was not going to lose no matter what happened, barring the knockout. So, in disguise sort of thing, Franchon's gone under the radar until she met Savannah Marshall. And who would have thought that the way, she outdogged Savannah. And she's really, gained a lot to her game since that debut with Clarissa. So I'm expecting a massive performance from Franchon Crews-Dezurn. We did speak to her during the week. She's supremely confident, and she truly believes that she's got the tools necessary to dethrone the GOAT, as she's self-proclaimed. But I am so looking forward to this Sunday night, and we will be doing a watch along here at Red Corner Boxing.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah, and my sentiments are exactly the same as yours, bro. Yeah, Franchon's game. She's coming to fight, but I still see Clarissa having a little bit too much. Unfortunately, I just think she's too slick. She's going to catch Franchon Crews coming in, but you never know, mate. She's a big hitter. Is the HH Diva? She could catch her with something, and we don't know what Clarissa's whiskers are really like yet. So let's stay tuned Sunday night. It's going to be a fun encounter.
Yeah. Let's see how she handles a heavyweight Franchon this time instead of a middleweight.
Absolutely, mate. Okay, then. Well, that wraps up Clarissa Shields against Franchon Crews-Dezurn for all the heavyweight marbles. Let's move on now to Las Vegas, where we've got Mario Barrios versus Ryan Garcia in a fight where no one's won for over 2 years. So let's move to that one, mate, from Las Vegas. This is the headline, of course. It's on pay-per-view, on DAZN. We'll, of course, be doing watch-alongs for this and many other fights on the undercard. So join us on Red Corner Boxing. What's your quick thoughts on this one, brother? Barrios against Ryan Garcia.
Well, look, you said it. No one wants to see Ryan Garcia get a title, straight after losing for an interim shot against Rolly Romero. But, the powers that be make strange decisions, and it is what it is, and we have to deal with it. Having said that, it's not as cut and dried as maybe people think about Garcia, and Barrios being labelled as one of the weakest champions, in recent history. He's still a knockout customer. He's 6 foot. He doesn't look it, but he's got good movement as well. He's been in there with probably some of the hardest hitting boxers around them weights as he was climbing up as well. Went the distance with Pacquiao. What can I say? He's got 2 draws on the bounce. Who's to say this won't be a third draw on the bounce? I don't know. It's strange times we're living in, and yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's good enough to beat Barrios. This is the thing. Although I've plumbed for him in Prediction League, the more the more I think about it, the more that Barrios is becoming a stronger champion in my reasoning lately. But if Ryan reproduces that Austerine-ridden performance against Devin Haney, it could be a big problem for Barrios. But look, considering the last performance at 147 pound, when he was supposedly clean, I don't know. I don't think he's good enough to be in Barrios. On second thoughts now.
It is a fair point, brother. It's a very fair point. Let's have a look at some highlights of both. We've got a little mixed video of Mario Barrios' highlights and Ryan Garcia's highlights. Let's run the tape, my brother.
In the world before this fight, he's here for one of the announcing teams. Good hook! And Rodriguez goes down. Trying to get by that extended left hand, and he does. Right hand and a hook by
Garcia is walking down. He's going, this is what I expect.
Rodriguez trying to weather the storm.
At any time.
Obviously, this is a lightweight.
How did he weather that? Another one. And a hook, and down he goes.
Doesn't seem to have that speed that he once did. Jabs,
Because of more than one punch,
143
Ryan
pounds.
Garcia has been taught to throw more than one punch.
He's had one
When he
fight
got
at
low Campbell,
140.
you know what I mean? He had that
Yeah. He just doesn't seem to have that rapid left hook. Great shot, that was. Do you see how he gets the snapshot when people are over-committing to it? I don't think Barrios can do that.
Of the fourth, and now Barrios is going on the attack. Ray Corona watching it. Look at this flurry by Barrios.
The nice finish. Look at that.
Big left hook.
That could be problematic to Garcia if he gets caught in that situation.
200 amateur wins hard right hand. That landing and shook Duno. Garcia able to land that right now. Down he goes. Right hand and a hook and Duno.
Yeah.
Garcia's best punch. It's a snapping left hook. The ropes may have kept him up.
May have kept him up and may have kept him.
And Reynoso saying to Ryan Garcia, "Here he goes." Body shot. And he goes down. And now Campbell is down.
That's it.
Was he more style than substance? That was the question asked before the fight. What's
It
the
was.
answer?
He is
But Barrios,
he took a hit.
he's not going to get that sort of opening. See, Garcia's strongest hand is his left. He has to maneuver you onto that.
My name, referee says, Gavin Sosa, and just
And sealed his victory with a 12th round knockdown.
Barrios has got quite good power for 147 pounds.
to be able to land something big.
And Chris, nice left hand there from.
Yeah. Oh, great shot.
Out back.
That shouldn't even be in there, that one. I tell you what, that Devin Haney shot shouldn't have been allowed in there. I must have let that slip. Apologies for that, because that shouldn't be in there because it's a no contest.
Yeah,
So, dirty
but
work.
what it does highlight is the fact that he catches his opponents when they overcommit, especially when leading with a jab. You know, he brings that he whiplashes that hook, that left hook from round the hip. As you saw there in the highlights, that when the opponents are stepping in, he catches him with the one shot, then it's a combination, and then it's a finisher, which he has not been able to pull off. Incidentally, take the Haney fight out of the equation since Duarte, as you saw in that fight, where it was the fight before where he stopped him with a body shot. But Duarte was 100, their catch weight 143 pound in. So it was basically a welterweight fight, and Duarte's gone back to 140 pound, which he's fighting next. Richardson Hitchens. So he was a bit overweight there for that fight because he'd failed weight basically coming in, and
I've done for his last 3 fights up until this one.
So I don't think necessarily he's took that speed that he had when he was stepping in when he wasn't lightweight, when going up to 140, sort of skipped 140 straight to 147, and he's not been effective.
There's still rumours, Neutral, that he might even be struggling for weight this time at 147 as well. There's actual rumours. There's no facts. I can't give any facts on it. There's rumours that he missed the check weigh-in, but then apparently he made it, but he was struggling.
We saw the check weigh-in 149.9.
Yeah, and it meant to be 145, weren't he? 146. He put out himself, but yeah.
Yeah, so that would be underweight. So
yeah, but he was actually over.
Is that right? So that was on the Friday. It's now Friday, a week later. I'll be very, very surprised if he misses weight in the weigh-in, which should be around now.
Yeah, it'll be sometime tonight. Yeah, so what's your prediction for this one quickly, Neutral? I know what you said in the prediction league, but what's your prediction quickly for this one for Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios, WBC welterweight world title fight from Las Vegas?
I hate to see it. Draw.
I've gone for Ryan Garcia split decision. So I don't want Garcia to win, but I've got a feeling he will. I think they're pushing for Garcia to be the new champion. They obviously manoeuvred it because he's lost his last couple of fights. Come on now. Yeah. He shouldn't even be there, but this is it. This is what we're dealing with. Well, let's move on to the next fight, mate. We've got Gary Antoine Russell versus Ande Hirooka, the unbeaten 24-0 Japanese. He's coming against a very tough Gary Antoine Russell, who's only lost to Alberto Puello. He obviously got his get back against Rayo last time out, Valenzuela. Very, very aggressive fighter is Gary Antoine Russell. One of my favourites to watch, to be quite honest with you. I really enjoy his aggressive style. What's your thoughts on this one, mate? How do you see this one going?
If Ande Hirooka had at least a week in Vegas, I'd say he would knock out Gary Antoine Russell.
Really? Wow, that's a big call.
But because he only flew out last night from Japan, he's there now. But it's like 16-hour
time difference,
crossing time zones. Jet lag is going to be a problem because the fight's tomorrow night. So I think he's going to be all over the place. I just can't see how he's going to come into this fight fresh. So having said that, Gary Antoine Russell will take advantage of this version of Ande Hirooka, and he'll dance his way to a unanimous decision, if not a stoppage.
Yeah, so you think he'll keep his WBA super lightweight title tomorrow night in Vegas?
Yes,
pretty much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. I agree with you. I think he's going to win it. Whether he might get a late stoppage or it might be a UD, but I think he's going to get the nod.
Yeah,
definitely. Well, let's move on then to Richardson Hitchens, who's defending his IBS super lightweight title against Oscar Duarte, of course, one of Ryan Garcia's victims. Last time out, Hitchens stopped George Kambosos in round 8. So he's added a little bit of power to his game. We knew he's a slick boxer. He's now added a little bit of power. He stopped Kambosos. Of course, Kambosos is a little long in the tooth now, but it's still a good win and a good statement from the New Yorker. How do you see him faring tomorrow night against Duarte?
Look, he can only beat what's put in front of him. The last performance I was actually impressed with Hitchens was a Jose Zabita.
Yeah,
great win that was for me. Gustavo Lemos. That wasn't Lemos. Don't know what the version of that Lemos turned up. Liam Parrow. George Cambosis Jr. I'm sorry, they're not elite level fighters. However, they're good names because former champions, etc., etc. He can no more than do that. Oscar Duarte, however, he's quite rejuvenated since that loss to Ryan Garcia. You know, he's gone on a very good run, and he's only lost 2 fights himself, 32-1. And he's taken scalps to Joseph Diaz and Madueno, Kenny Sims Jr.
Good win, very good win.
That for me is better than what Hitchens has done. So based on that, on having said that, he knows what it is to lose. He's not going to repeat that process again. And you know, I would not think for 1 minute that Richardson Hitchens would lose to Ryan Garcia.
No. I think Hitchens will box his face off.
Yeah.
But the problem is, I think he'll do the same to Duarte. I think Duarte's too one-dimensional for him. I really do. I think Hitchens is best when he can just keep on the back foot and just, you know, a bit like Shakur, but not as good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like he's a B-side Shakur for me, Richardson Hitchens, until he steps up to the highest level and proves himself. He's a very good talker. He's a very good slick boxer, but he doesn't get hit a lot, does he? You know, it's going to be hard to derail him when you can't hit him as much.
Yeah. I just don't think that Richardson Hitchens has got any chance of knocking out Duarte. You know,
I'd say wide UD, brother.
Yeah. But again, you're going to be seeing probably a bit of a boring fight. He's going to be right on his toes from Duarte. Duarte, I think, brings more to the table than people realize here. He's a big, strong boy for 140 pounds. And he's ripped. He's energetic. He's got stamina. And he's going to walk Hitchens down. Hitchens cannot engage with this man. He's going to have to jab.
Joshua Heath just said neutral. He just said he's an underrated brawler. Is Duarte?
Yeah, he's gonna have to stay away from Oscar. He's going to be on his toes, hit and move. He's going to have
neutral. Duarte destroys Hitchens, says Dave.
See what I mean?
There you go, mate.
The people know. The people know. They've seen the signs, Jams. As I
just can't see Hitchens getting hit, man. I think he's.
Oh, he's not that good.
No. I just think he's too slick on the outside.
See, this is what I mean. Beating the George Cambosis has put this illusion.
No, not because of that. Not because of that. No, I fought it before that one, mate. Long before that one. Let's see. We'll be doing the watch along, brother. So let's see then.
Duarte's a naturally bigger guy than both Parrow and Cambosis. Jams for me. I just think he brings that extra element of menace that Hitchens has not seen before.
Yeah, well, let's hope it's a good fight, mate, because we'll be doing the watch along. We'll be doing the 4 in a row for the Barrios Garcia card. So it's going to be magical, mate. But let's move on to the next one, which is the one we'll be starting with on Saturday, stroke Sunday morning, which is Frank the Ghost Martin against Nahir Albright. I really like this fight. Two good men. Martin's coming off the knockout win last time out. Nahir Albright coming off the Kelvin Davis win. So he's buzzing, he's happy. Resendez Charlo official. It's not, but it is, if you know what I mean. It is going to happen, but it's not officially official yet. Because Kid Austin's fighting Lucas Bardi on April the 11th. Mr. Neutral, what do you think then? Frank the Ghost Martin, Nahir Albright. How do you see this one going? Both confident at the moment, both coming in this looking to put on a show, to steal the show.
Well, if Frank Martin was given the win against Tank Davis,
which he could have been before he got stopped.
Which people would be saying that Frank Martin is like a 10-1 on favourite. But because he's of that loss, he sort of besmirched the viewpoint on Frank Martin. I mean, I can go back to his resume. It's fantastic. 2022, I'm going back to here now. Romero Duno, 24-2-0. Jackson Marinas, 19-2-0. Michael Rivera, 24-0-0. Atom Haratunyan, 12-0. Javonta Davis, 29-0. Rancis Barthelemy, 33-0. So it's a pretty decent resume. And if you added Javonta Davis to that as a win, which we all know he won that fight. Let's
before he
get
got
it
stopped,
straight.
yeah. Before he got stopped.
You know. Sorry, I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm thinking of Roach.
Ghost Martin was winning that fight, in my opinion. He was definitely ahead.
He was winning that fight,
yeah.
No, he let himself get cornered. He let himself get cornered. And you know, but he ran out of ideas. You know, he thought this one strategy was going to work. Tank was walking him down, you know, all that way. So he was doing really well. He was up on the cards, but Tank is not for me a pure boxer. He's another brawler. He likes to get up and close and personal and whack you know, and get you into a brawl. Frank's not, you know, he's not like that. He likes to come in and out and then engage, but not for too long. Doesn't like being tied up. Wants to fight on the outside and get his own bombs off. But if you look at Frank's, you know, his resume, it's brilliant. But Nahir Albright, I can't see anything bad against him as well.
Disrupted the DB3, mate, in Norfolk, Virginia. He went over there and he was meant to fight Keyshawn. Obviously, Keyshawn missed the weight. He fought his brother. Done a job, mate. Done a job. Sorry, it was when Keyshawn was supposed to fight Edwin De Los Santos, sorry. And he was fighting his brother on the undercard, became the main event.
Yeah.
And he dealt with him. He dealt with him.
It's, for me, he's only got that real one loss to Jojo Diaz, you know, that Jermaine Ortiz, that he needed. It's sort of besmirched his resume again. It's these odd losses because, you know, he was doing quite well, but that was for the American Championship, the vacant title. But I think Frank Martin has got just the more high class wins and more of them.
I agree, mate. Yeah, I've got Frank Martin. Maybe stopping him late. I think he's, you know, after the confidence of the last knockout in his last fight, I think he's going to do the same again. But we'll see come Saturday night, mate. So let's move on to the UK. We're going to go now with the main event from Nottingham. We've got Lee Wood versus Josh Warrington 2. Last man standing, matchroom boxing. This is a rematch that no one asked for. Again, a bit like Crews-Dezurn against Clarissa Shields. No one's really asked for it, but now it's close. I'm excited. How are you feeling about the fight, brother?
Look, when we think of no one asked for it, the people of Leeds and Nottingham have asked for it. It's sold out within minutes.
Yeah.
You know,
even
60
the fighters
minutes.
Can't
something.
get tickets.
Exactly. So the clamour for the, you know, on a British domestic level is there, or an English level, you know. But these are two former world champions who deserve this kind of, you know, bow outs, last man standing scenario. The loser's got nowhere to go, basically. Although both could benefit actually off a rematch with Kakachi. But sorry. But,
your windshield wipers just came on, bro.
Yeah, it's me lead from me, like. But on face value of this, I really think that Josh Warrington's got the bit between his teeth, mentally, physically, here up at super featherweight, and could prove a problem to Lee. I think it'd be a totally different fight from the first fight. I really do. I think this has got like a polar opposite, because you had Nottingham's Lee Wood going to Leeds and absolutely knocking out the Leeds legend on home turf. Yeah. What's to say that the reverse scenario won't happen in the rematch?
Warrington
it's setting up a trilogy.
Tremendous shape as well, doesn't he? Have you seen the pictures of Josh Warrington? He looks absolutely ripped to pieces.
And do you know what? Another thing that I noticed was at the weigh-in, Lee Wood, he looks a bit old. He looks old man now.
He looks a bit grey, doesn't he? A little bit grey.
Yeah.
Bless him. But I think he'll still show up. I'll tell you what, this is a perfect segment to bring in. I've already got the knockout for this. I didn't get any highlights. It's just the knockout. Let's have a quick look at when Lee Wood stopped Josh Warrington in round 7 in Leeds. Let's have a quick look.
Looking away. This is where he goes to work.
this is where he's most comfortable.
See, Warrington's overcommitted, hasn't he? Now, Warrington said he won't be making that mistake again.
There you go. Nice, short and sweet there, but that's pretty much what happened right there.
Yeah, Warrington was making mistakes. You know, when he was in control of the fight in that round. He was overextending, overreaching. He was trying to match Lee Wood. He was having a pretty strong round at that time, and just lost a little bit of sort of awareness and sense of the fight. Rather, instead, he went on to try and match Lee Wood punch for punch, and overextended himself and walked into something. I don't think he'll make that mistake again, especially if he starts well and is in control of the fight. So if Warrington can box clever for 12 rounds, I think he's got this.
That's a fair point, mate. I've got Lee Wood knockout round 10 myself. I think once you've knocked someone out, it tends to give you that extra edge and just give you that, you remember knocking him out, and it always makes it feel all the more sweet and you're more confident. As long as he's not took it lightly, I think Lee Wood will do the job. But you never know,
Well,
mate,
he did say to Josh, you need 12 rounds to win, to beat me. I need 12 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, that's what they call him, lethal.
So, but he has to find that opening in the whole fight. So he has to be just as much aware and not be getting beaten down by Josh Warrington in the process of looking for that punch. If you look, if you get me. So he's going to have to be just as vigilant on his defense, in order to execute his game plan, as is Josh Warrington's got to be vigilant in his offense to win the game.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, well, that wraps that one up, mate. Let's move on to the British and Commonwealth. Davis, Ishmael, Black Panther Davis against Bilal Fawaz.
Yeah.
Like I say, British and Commonwealth, great fight at Super Welter. Let's quickly just have a chat about this one. For me, I think the Black Panther's got too much for him. He's got too much experience. I know he came off them 3 losses, but against Keeman Nagako, Josh Kelly, and, some big names. I just think he's got too much for Fawaz. Fawaz has only got the win over Junaid Bostan and the draw, of course. Other than that, his resume is very thin. He's 37 years old as well. He's been rushed to this position because of his age. And I think he's going to get found out Saturday night by the Black Panther. What's your thoughts, Neutral?
First and foremost, great fight. Bilal Fawaz, yes, quite rightly said, 37 years of age. Just seen the way in there before. Looks in fantastic physical shape. I have to say that for his age. And do you know what? He's quite a quirky character. I think he's got this unsettling nature when you're, facing off with him or, being opposing sides of the ring, because you can't read the guy. He's very quirky, and you can see that he gets into people's minds. However, like you say, Ishmael Davis, he's been in there with some quality opposition. Boachuk, Josh Kelly, as you said there before, and he knows that it's going to take that kind of level of fighter to beat him, and I don't think Bilal Fawaz is quite there yet. It is a rush job. Maybe he needed another defense of his title, rather than go straight in for this sort of domestic unification, British and Commonwealth. But if he wants to step up and step up quick, no better fight. But I think Ishmael Davis will wear him down, and I'm going for a late knockout.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you, mate. I pretty much agree with you. Well, let's move on then to Sandy Ryan versus Carlos Zamora for the vacant WBC Super Lightweight title. It's on the same card, of course.
Yeah.
Sandy Ryan, Derby's finest. What you thinking, mate? Surely she's going to do the job.
Oh, yes, and I think she's going to do it early as well. Zamora hasn't won in the last 4 fights. She has been given a vacant shot here by the WBC. And I think Sandy Ryan just has to turn up and just be her. She'll take this very easily. However, I'm thinking She'll want to make a statement here after the Michaela Meyer nonsense in New York.
Paint Gates.
Pink Gate, she'll want to get straight back on that winning horse. And yes, although she got the win last time out as well, but this is for a title now, and she'll want to make a statement on a big stage. Sandy Ryan, knockout mid-rounds.
Nice, mate. I've got the UD for Sandy Ryan, but we all agree that the Derbyshire lass is going to do the job. So good luck to Sandy. Good luck to Carla Zamora as well. We wish everyone the best in the ring, of course. Let's move on to the last fight we'll cover, Mr. Neutral. We're going to be doing Leo Atang against Dan Garber, friend of the channel, of course, Mr. Garber. So I hate to say what I'm going to say, but I've got Leo Atang stopping him in the second, but only because I think the minute he puts on an attack on Garber, they're going to be looking to stop the fight. I genuinely do. I've just got a feeling it's going to be a dirty decision because they're worried about what Garber could do to this young man. He's only 19 later on in the fight. They've already put a rematch clause in there. You know, they're already obviously worried. So I think they're going to look for any excuse to get Garber out of there quickly. What's your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, well, yeah, interesting at the weigh-in. The Garber weighed in at 228 pound, and Leo Atang coming at 242 pound. And for 19 years of age, that's a hell of a weight to be lumping around. I know he's got all the energy and he's got great movement and that. But look, Dan Garber's, he's not an Amin Buchetta, right? He's, and he's going to have a big showing here because Moses Atuma got rid of Buchetta in 30 seconds. He didn't take 3 rounds like Leo Atang did. They both fight very differently. Leo Atang is he's consummate orthodox that goes to the body first and then goes upstairs, where Moses Atuma is just completely a banger straight, and then he'll go downstairs. But it'll be interesting to see how Atang attacks Dan Garber in his strategy, because I think Garber will soak it up. And you mentioned the rematch clause here. I don't think it will be early. I think if Leo is to stop him, he's got to wear down Big Dan, who is the same height as him and has got a good jab of his own. So from his southpaw stance. So this is a real awkward step up for Leo Atang. I do believe he'll win. I think he'll eventually wear down Dan, but it's going to take to the 6th round for me.
Fair play, mate. Great analysis, Mr. Neutral, as always. Did you know also that Dave Allen, the White Rhino, is apparently the half uncle of Leo Atang?
He certainly is.
A half uncle, I'm not sure, but obviously it's through marriage.
It's through his half sister or something like that.
Yeah. Rock my mind, that did. Half uncle. I've never heard that saying.
Dave Allen, just a point of interest, he weighed in at 271 pound for his heavyweight clash against Beredjem of France, who weighed in at 238 pound.
It's a walkover for Dave Allen, that fight. What's the guy, 12-10? It's a walkover.
I don't know. David had a bit of a problem walking from the podium to the face off. I don't know. I mean, that's a hefty lump that he's carrying around there. And he's got a belly. So I don't expect lots of movement from Dave Allen there tomorrow night. I'll be interested to see how he gets on.
Yeah,
but
of course,
like you said, it should be
fighting as well. Let's quickly touch on that before we wrap this up. I've got it for the knockout. How do you see it going, bro? Just quickly, like.
Timmy in Catherine Tacconi Ramos 9-3-1, but she has won her last 5 fights, so her confidence will be pretty good going into the fight. But I'm pretty sure that Timmy Rating, with her basic skills, never mind her elite skills, will dominate the fight. Timmy Rating. It is an 8-rounder. I expect to have the job done by round 5.
Yeah, I agree, mate. Yeah, I think I said round 3 in the prediction league, so I'll stick with that. Well, that pretty much brings this weekend preview to an end, Mr. Neutral. Thank you so much, as always.
Thank you to everybody that left comments in the chat. Thank you to all of you. And remember, if you are new to Red Corner Boxing, please give us a like and subscribe. Please help the channel grow. Every subscription means that we can bring you fantastic content, with lots and lots of collaborations, not just us, because we know lots of people. So it's always good that we can continue to grow. So we thank you very much.
Shall we say?
Yeah. mix it up.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. This show was proudly sponsored by Easy Storage and Boxing Fight Zone. Check them both out at easystorage.com and boxingfightzone.com respectively. We really do appreciate your time, guys. Thank you so much. And me and Mr. Neutral will be back for all the watch-alongs tomorrow. We're going to be doing the Leewood card. And then, of course, we're going to be doing the Barrios Garcia card. And then on Sunday, we'll be doing the Shieds Crews-Dezurn card. So join us then. Red Corner Boxing, your home for everything you need in boxing. God bless. We'll see you soon.
I'm moving. I'm going. I can't stop. I got motion. I'm moving. I'm going. Can't lose focus. I got motion. I'm moving. I'm going.
Red corner.